So what's the most important thing you've ever learned about intimacy?
Well, it's to just be free and to have fun
Mm,
and be yourself. I feel like and I've talked to people who just get so much in their head. They're like, oh my gosh, is my hair look okay? Is my makeup messed up? Did I gain a little weight? That little extra roll over there? Or, oh my gosh, my period's going to start at any moment now. And you're kind of like in your head, self-conscious, and you're more in your head than you are in your body. And intimacy is all about being in your body and feeling everything that you're feeling that's coming up in those moments. And the passion and everything that's happening will overcome any sort of imperfections that you may think are there. So just to be free and have fun with it. It's
yeah,
supposed to be fun. I think we've made it into something bigger in our culture. So
yeah, that's great. I like that. Have fun is super important. It's I've had many dating coaches in my past. One of them said to me that if you make it a big deal, they'll make it a big deal.
yeah.
If you're having fun, she'll be having fun. If you're having a horrible night, guess who's the next person to have a horrible night? So we're interacting, right? We affect each other, right? We inspire each other. We can bring each other up. We can go down. It's a choice, right? Emotions are a choice. Another thing that I learned from another mentor of mine, that we choose our emotions. That was fascinating. But back onto intimacy. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be awesome. It's worth mastering. How many books I've read on affection, neurology, massage, gender, spirituality. Just understanding the feminine, the masculine, the roles, the struggles, the strengths. There's a lot to learn, but it's worth mastering. And I remember being so insecure about myself and my own love life and my own intimacy life. I don't know what to call it. It's PG-13. You could just read between the lines. But I used to be so insecure. And then when, even making the first move, making the first kiss, all these things, I would get all just weird. Like, when should I? How do I? What should I? All the why should I? All the what, where, why, who should I? That's another question. Who should I? And then, but I'll just share this quick story and then we'll wrap up. But what really kind of made me realize how insecure I was I really thought I was really bad because women were constantly just ignoring me and surprise. So I was really bad and I was just very insecure with myself. And I started hiring coaches and going to seminars and reading all these books because I just wanted to be the best partner I could be and attract the best partner that I could possibly attract in this lifetime. It worked. Anyways, so well worth the investment. I hope you can see, made a lot of investments in that. But what I want to share is I actually was reading a couple of books on massage and affection, and I was on a date with a woman. This is probably, 8-9 years ago, but we were, just kissing and just kind of pulling on each other and stuff and, just kind of fooling around. But at some point she actually put her hands up and she paused me and I was like, okay, I just messed up and I got triggered. I'm like, I screwed something up. I offended her. I did something wrong. I hurt her. Something happened. She's upset. I don't know. And all the dialogue starts happening. And then she's like, I'm like, what's up? She's like, you touch me differently. And I'm like, so now I'm really insecure. Because I'm like, you just spoke into existence my number one greatest fear, and that is I'm bad. And so what happened was I just said, what do you mean? I got all flustered. She's like, no. And then she had to damage control because she saw how repelled back I just went from the whole situation. She's like, no, you just touched me like no one's ever touched me. No man's ever touched me like you've touched me. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how men touch, I'm still trying to figure out how to touch, a lot of stuff to figure out here, I don't know. She's like, you just do it differently. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I was all in my head again. And then she's trying to re-engage. I'm like, no, I'm in my head now. I'm hyper analyzing how I'm touching you. And this is just thrown off the whole thing. It was this whole insecurity that came up and, eventually got through it. But anyways, a couple dates later, she's like, you really should write a book. You really should write a book on intimacy and how to touch, because men don't really know this stuff. I'm like, well, I didn't know that stuff either. Yeah, so that's a side note. I'm not promoting the book, by the way. I'm just saying that, there's moments that we're insecure. There's moments that we get our confidence taken away. We get in our head, like you mentioned, you get in your head, and all of a sudden you're out of your zone, and all of a sudden you're thinking about, this insecurity that's lurking in your mind. Well, the trouble is, an insecurity can not only ruin a mood, can ruin a relationship. It can ruin everything. It can ruin a business. It can ruin, your vacation. Anything.
True.
Anything can be ruined by one insecurity. And I think and we might make a video that would be cool on insecurities. But
I've had my fair share of that.
Yeah, I mean, I used to, man, I've made when people came to me in the dating coaching world as myself being their dating coach, we worked through over 120 different insecurities with the clients. Like they would all have like their master insecurity list. And I'm too this, I'm not enough of this. What if this happens? I'm not good enough. My ex told me this, and nobody's gonna want a person with this, and I'm too this now. And there's a lot of stuff going on, and people are like, oh, I've got like 7 or 8 of them. No, the average client had over 30 of these things operating in their head, sabotaging their love life and their intimacy life. Therefore, so if you've got an insecurity about meeting people, that's going to affect your dating life, your love life, your intimacy life, could affect your work life. One insecurity can just sabotage multiple things. I don't know where I was going with this any more than I think these insecurities are a real drag, and you just got to recognize they're there. But if you're having fun, that's the main thing. Is we're always trying to do as much as we can, have as much fun as possible, wearing colors and being vibrant and going out and saying hi to people and just causing a scene. It's just a lot of fun. I used to be like the person that tried to hide, wearing black, and you too. Yeah, that's how you did too.
I used to wear men's clothing, actually. So
how'd that work?
Not very well.
Yeah.
What
if I put this on? Would that be? What would that do for me?
I think you'd have more fun.
Yeah, we'll have Kanita make a men's button-down shirt out of the
that would
glitter
be
purple
fun.
button. That would be cool.
That would be
men's
super
clothes.
fun.
I'll be the only person buying. Anyways, but have fun. That's a great tip. Have confidence no matter what, because if you're confident, I think that's what it's all about. But and study it.
Yeah.
Be good at it, and if you're good at it, you'll get more of it. So see you in the next video.